straight into it. Shannon Sharpe, ESPN host, is now in the spotlight. Of course, not for the best of reasons. He is now allegedly being sued for sexual assault, better known as rape, for $50 million. Um, Whether he did it or not, it just doesn't look good. And I'm going to bring in none other than Beham, all the way from Vietnam, chiming in. And Beham, thanks for coming and joining the show. Uh, Unfortunately, it's not for the best of situations, but we got to talk about our brother Shannon Sharpe in the news. Not looking good, but he's in the news. He's being sued $50 million for alleged sexual assault. And throughout this whole ordeal, there has been tapes released, text messages, and it's just not looking good for either party. I mean, the optics of the whole thing, you're looking at a 19-year-old girl meeting a 55-year-old man. I mean, can you just talk or just tell me your thoughts on the whole situation? What do you have to say about Shannon Sharpe being in the news, not for the right reasons?
Yeah, man, optics definitely don't look good. I like Shannon. I think Shannon is as good at what he does. But yeah, the optics just don't look good, man. It's just not. There's no way to spin this in a good way. You know what I mean? I think even the fact that she's 19 when he met her, um, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. And Shannon should know better, especially being with all the success that he has right now. Um, he's just winning on all levels. He's winning with Nightcap. He's winning with um, Club Shay Shay. He's winning with on
First take.
ESPN First Take. He's just winning on so many levels. So that it just feels like he's making a lot of bad choices. Like when it comes to his personal life, even with a couple months ago when that apparently his phone went Instagram live and it was catching him, you know, I think having sex with somebody else. It's just a lot of crazy stuff is happening with Shannon right now. So it just doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. Now, here's one thing that also I've learned to come to understand that he tried to settle. He tried to settle before for $10 million. I believe that was revoked when the news was reported that Shannon was on the verge of signing $100 million contract. So at that point, they said, okay, you know what? What's $10 million when we can try to get 50? So now they've upped the ante to $50 million. Now, Bugsby, the lawyer represented the defendant or the victim in this case situation. He's been known to be going at a lot of high profile celebrities, athletes, with bogus cases, and maybe in a lot of cases, there have been real victims. I'm not saying that he doesn't represent real victims, but does this in some way seem like a money grab or like a shakedown to you, or do you think that this is a victim of a situation and she's really hurt and she wants someone to pay, and that is Shannon Sharpe allegedly in this situation?
I don't know all the details, but based on what I've seen, just the optics on her side don't look good either,
No.
right? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, her lawyer representation, and then also just based on the conversations and what's being released, the text messages, it just looks shaky on her end as well. But, you know, Shannon put himself in this predicament by connecting with this woman. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you're on that level of fame and success, you got to be very, very cautious of the people that you're connecting with. And yeah, I think that's where Shannon went wrong, man. Just putting himself in that space. You know what I mean? To be able to be in this position he's in right now. But to answer your question, she looks shaky too. To be honest, like, I think it's definitely a money grab on her end. Trying to cash up.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking. But then I've talked to a lot of women, and here's what they've had some harsh words to describe Shannon: ferocious animal, pedophile, uh, a freak of nature. Just some really disgusting words to describe Shannon. And I think when I sat down and I thought about it, the biggest thing that Shannon is going to suffer is a blow to his reputation. Shannon was an outstanding guy in our community, and now with all this coming to light, you're finding a little bit more of his personal life in the bedroom, and possible some fetishes, or some sexual desires that he might not seem, to the average person. You'll be like, well, that seems a little bit too freaky, so his reputation is taking a big blow, which ultimately could cost him big dollars. Now, does she have anything really to lose? Because I mean, she's looking shaky, but Shannon had this whole life after his career. Was about to sign $100 million contract. That's like Draymond Green money. That's an athlete of today kind of money. So I'm just thinking that, he talked a big ball game, that how respectful he is, and what kind of person he is off camera. And I don't know. I have a whole new perspective of Shannon Sharpe at this point in time, and I don't know if he can do anything to regain that trust. Am I thinking too far here?
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to tell you what you're thinking is wrong. I do think he's made some bad decisions, some shaky decisions over the last couple of months. I think also the fame and the stardom that he's gotten. Sometimes that can go to your head. You know what I'm saying? It puts you in a different bracket when it comes to even the women that you're connecting to. But I don't think he's going to lose a lot of money. I think the only thing that can really happen from a negative component when it comes to his pockets is him being fired from ESPN. But his Club Shay Shay and Nightcap is his thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you can't take away his thing. Like it's him. So I think he's very smart on how he conducted his business. Yeah, that he's still, regardless. And again, there's no such in the media space. There's a saying that says there's no such thing as bad promotion, which I don't agree with. But I think in Shannon's case, because he has his own entity, it's going to give him more eyes on Nightcap and on Club Shay Shay to hear what he has to say. Now, in regards to his relationship with ESPN, that's something that I don't know where it's going to go. I think ESPN is going to have to make a decision depending on how this goes, because ESPN is Disney, right? And the sponsorships, all the things that are attached to that can really jeopardize his relationship with them. But
that's tough.
I don't think it hurt him in the other aspects. He's good on that side.
Well, you know what? I don't really want to, kick a man while he's down. I don't really want to push the subject as much more as we've been talking about it. So I just want to close this segment by saying, Shannon, in some regards, we're still rooting for you, because you're still a public figure for us, and we hate to see one of the brothers go down, especially, as Dr. Umar Johnson would say, especially to one of the snow bunnies, and they've been warning you from some time, Shannon. They've been warning you for some time that this was going to happen. So let this be a stepping stone. Let this be a learning lesson, man. I hope you come out on top, and I hope the allegations are false. So Shannon, keep the faith.